May I present you now His Royal Highness Don Miguel De Braganca, Prince of Portugal and Duke of Viseu. His Royal Highness is a member of the Royal House of Portugal. He is the heir to the title Duke of Viseu, deriving from the time of Henry the Navigator, his ancestor. His Royal Highness will present his thoughts about the New Age ideas. Don Miguel de Braganca is a researcher of ancient civilizations and their theosophical aspects. His field of interest is concentrated in parapsychology. He has formed a society of which is the president. It's called Harmonia Universal, for the knowledge of universal harmony. Η αυτού βασιλική ψηλότης, ο Δον Μιγέλ του οίκου των Μπρακάνσα, είναι πρίγκιπας της Πορτογαλίας, φέρει τον τίτλο του Δουκός του Βισέου, σε διαδοχή του προγόνου του πρίγκιπα της Πορτογαλίας Ερίκου του Θαλασσοπόρου. Είναι ερευνητής των αρχαίων πολιτισμών και που επικεντρώνεται στη θεοσοφική προσέγγιση των πολιτισμών αυτών. Το πεδίο έρευνας του είναι η παραψυχολογία. Έχει ιδρύσει την εταιρεία Harmonia Universal, η οποία ερευνά προς διερεύνηση της γνώσης μιας συμπαντικής αρμονίας. Your Highness, you may proceed. You have the word.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, organization. Ladies and gentlemen. First, when I see the drawing, the picture of the city, the Heptapolis, the green city, I was enchanted, because I always dream with this kind of world capital, because I painting, and my first exhibition was about the world capital. The world capital is not administrative capital, because I project this in the 24th century. So in the time, most close.
It's better this one.
No, okay. Excuse me. I project not an administrative capital, but a visit place for aliens. In the time, I suppose, these guys upstairs, they go here more frequently. You must give a good impression, so it must be a beautiful city. This city, in my imagination, the world capital is not round, it's square. And the center is the great temple, big temple. And the localizations is in China, in the Sichuan province, because it's the cross of the parallel and the meridian, the parallel 30, the meridian 105, the most, the parallel and meridian most passed by dry land. The 30 is very low because it's this one from Gizeh in Cairo, in Lhasa, in Tibet. Other thing I was amazed when I see the picture, it's they are some crop circles with this kind of drawing design. It's the golden number. Also, they have a utopic city from Thomas Campanella, the Cité Soleil, the golden sun. It was also round with a dome in the center. And it was a really round city. It was Baghdad. Baghdad before Genghis Khan and Mongols. They destroyed Baghdad in the 14th century, it was very pity because in the center of the city was the knowledge house. So this is very, very curious. For example, for Campanella, there was the wise man around the dome. So, now I am new. It's my clock. I see they have a clock for all the speeches, so I hope it don't take too much time. I am New Age. New Age, I won't explain what is. When I was too young, it was the time of the hippie. I was never hippie because first my father forbidden, then I go to the college, internal college of Jesuits, they forbidden, then I go to the army, they forbidden. So when I was free, was finished the hippie, was beginning the yuppie. So it was too late for me. New Age, it's very briefly, in Wikipedia, we can see it's they call the Western esotericism, but it's an incomplete definition because it must be a contemporary Western esotericism. Normally, New Age, it's they have idea of holistic love. All the creations, mineral, vegetal, animal, the elemental, don't forget the elemental. Elemental are the kind of subtle spirit from the intermediate world, and they are between us. Normally we don't see, but they exist. They are less than a human, but most than an animal. Then the aliens, extraterrestrial, the angels, and all must to love and adore God. God is the creator. Even for the Gnostic, the creator is a demiurge. Normally, the Gnostic respect the demiurge, the creator. The creator is the creator. If you like, if you don't like, it's better to like. Why is New Age, of course, is linked to the Age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius is a processional age. Processional, I want to say, the axis of the earth turned like this, and around 26,000 years. All the ages, astrologically speaking, not astronomic, have around 2,000 years. Now we are at the beginning of the Aquarius, eras of Aquarius. They begin in the first signs begin in 1721 with the discovery of the Uranus planet. And curious, exactly the same time, many revolutions, technical and political, was happened. The steam engine was invented in this time. In the same time, it was invented the railways. A little later, the steam locomotive. And at the same time, it was invented the telegraph, no electric telegraph. The Chappe telegraph, it was a French name, Monsieur Chappe, invented the telegraph do like this for very long distance. Now we have the internet. Internet is technical, is very, very typical for the age of Aquarius. So, my idea of a new age, it's not only the esoterical, but the technical together. For example, one esoterical sign of the new age is telepathy. Perhaps in the future, all the children in the school go to learn telepathy. They don't need to have a ship like now they are thinking. Perhaps at the time they can ask help by telepathy, and the adults the same. Now I go to do the perspective for the future. This is quite interesting in my opinion. When somebody stood the perspective of the future, must to study many kinds of ways for to go there. For example, futurology, of course, scientific futurology, astrology, clairvoyance and psychics, prophecies. First, it's possible they come the Third World War. Astrologers think this was possible to come 2035 to 2045. I believe it's a very good possibility, a possibility for the the Third World War. This Third World War, possibly it's between India and Pakistan. Both have atomic and biologic weapons. The India have an alliance with Russia. Pakistan have an alliance with China. The Arabs are together with Pakistan. The Iranians are with the Indians. The Western people probably are with the Indians because India is a real democracy. So it's very possible this kind of war permit the China invade Siberia. Siberia have very few people. China have too much people. The Chinese are very hard-working people. The Siberian people, not so much. They have many women, very few men. And now they are always cross the frontier, like the barbarians in the Roman Empire, and they married with Russians, women. For them, it's very good to have a white, blonde woman. For her, it's very good to have hard work and not drunk husband. After the war, then is the time to be more optimistic. I believe in one thing I call the cybernetic theocracy. I go to explain. They must to be by phases. First phase, it's the real technocracy. Technocracy, not the technocracy that we have now. They are bureaucrats, they never go to the field, and they don't are really technocrats. But if the technocrats replace the politicians in the partitocracy, it was a good, very good way for the future. Because democracy is beautiful, but democracy, the people don't know the politicians, don't know the deputies. They have idea for between two parties, left or right, no more. Normally, no more. So it's very alienatory way to be ruler. This kind, it's beautiful democracy, but I don't believe really. The technocrats can slowly or rapidly put all his knowledge in the computer. And the computer can rationalize it and found very quickly the optimum solution. Optimum solution is with most advantage, less disadvantage. the computers become, if you go to the Google, better than Wikipedia, you can see the computers is more and more intelligent. They understand the sense of the phrase. I put the phrase completely wrong, and he asked, perhaps you want to say this, but the bloggers, the sites, have understand immediately what I want, and they answer. So this capacity to develop intelligence from the computers, it's a very good hope for the future, in this case, the cybernetocracy. The cybernetocracy give, of course, many times for the humans. There is a problem. We must to direct the humanity to the free time, not keep the humans to see all the time football and soap opera. No, this is really pity. If we can replace the publicity, the consumerism, for something more high, for example, why not to pray, to study, the art, the literature, the music. Why not? Why don't project this? Some people say, but don't. How comes the money? So the money can feed other parts. The money exists always. We are around. Money don't exist. Money is virtual, and money is around us. So I don't think in the future the money is something so important than today. It's a utopia, but I repeat, it's a utopia, but it's my utopia. Of course, if we have, for example, one only language, one only characters, or not characters, a possibility in the future the writer don't exist more. It's only verbal. It's very possible, but it must be unique for the world. We don't impose the same culture for all the people, like a professor say. I believe the culture depends from the climate. The climate gives the race gives the culture. So, of course, the hot climate, the culture is different than the cold climate. It's normal, but the capacity to understand together all and to speak together is a very good way. The culture in place, of course, in place the religions, for example. I believe it's very important, especially. Yes, of course. It makes the love of all the creatures. This is holistic. And if you love the minerals, the vegetables, the elements, like I said, together, we can only do this with praying God. Without praying God, in my opinion, it's not possible. Thank you very much for everybody.